Hi guys, how we doing? So today we're doing a subscriber face analysis slash face rating, and these gentlemen all sent their face to my email, which I will provide in the description down below if you want to get featured in the next episode. And let's get right into it. So here's our first face. He provided an excellent front and side profile, which this is what you want to see. And we'll look at his side. So the first thing I notice is there are some good features, such as his lip assessments are good. You can visually see. Good. That's a great feature. What I do notice is that his brow ridge is a bit recessed relative to the rest of his face. So we'll take a look at his convexity. Ooh, yeah, 159 degrees roughly. So ideally this should be 168 at the lowest, but it's 160 roughly. So that's quite a rounded profile. His gonal angle looks pretty good. This is pretty good, but his ramus is fairly short. However, his jaw is pretty defined. He has a pretty good segmental area. He has good infra, positive orbital vector, pretty good brows, good supra. The nose, the dorsal shape from the side isn't that good, but overall still an above average profile. From the front, good. His eye region's pretty good. I'd say his biggest flaw from the front is definitely the nose. We'll measure that. Yeah, so his mouth to nose width is poor at about 1.26 times. So that is a fairly big flaw. You can see his chin isn't that square. He also has a very short forehead, visually. Lower end PFL as well. Also looks like his facial width height ratio isn't that high. Check that. Yeah, so it's about 1.83 if we round up a little bit. And again, the angle is pretty good. That shouldn't affect it. So yeah, overall I'm going to give this guy about a 5.5 to 5.75. It's my final verdict. And that is about a top 25% face. I think we could leave him at this. I think that's pretty fair. I think he is a bit below someone like Justin Timberlake, but he's definitely above like Mulaney or other like 5s. He's definitely between a 5 and a 6, probably closer to a 6. We'll take a look at our next face. So I've already looked at this guy, and I would give him about a 3.5, quite frankly. I got to keep it real here on the channel. So he's about a 3.5 or about a bottom 10% face. And I think one of his most prominent flaws are his general facial proportions. So his jaw, I don't know if it's because it's his master muscles or what it is, but his jaw is wider than his cheekbones. And his forehead is also wider than his cheekbones, which gives this like kind of appearance like that, you know? His facial thirds are not good. We can see that he has a very tall forehead and jaw and a very compact midface, and this would be good except for the fact that his forehead's very tall. So he has something interesting that you see kind of sometimes in like canthoplasty patients, is that in his eyes, outside of his sclera is showing, as you can see there. His canthal tilt's also notably not too high. You can see that his lower lid contour is very downward. Another big flaw is his nose. It's very bulbous and just big. And I also noticed it's like his upper lip is very protrusive, so he doesn't hit any lip assessments. He may have an overbite, I'm not sure. So yeah, to conclude, I would give him about a 3.5 or 3.75. He's probably in about that bottom 10% of looks in America. That would be my verdict. Our third face. So this is quite a good face. You may have seen my my men's 1 to 10 scale, and he was at a 7, which I do stand by. And he has a lot of great features. A compact facial width to height ratio, good canthal tilt, good eye spacing. I already checked, it's like 45%, which is good. He has a very wide jaw. It's about 92% of his cheekbone width, which is really good and wide. He has a tall lower third, good full lips, good nose, pretty good nose, a little bit feminized, but good. Dark brows, good supra and infra, good general facial proportions. So yeah, and dimorphic too, good angularity. So overall, I would give him about a 7, maybe 7.25, and I'd say he's about in that top 1% of facial attractiveness. So yeah, quite a good face. He did not have a side profile, but unless he's severely lacking in the side, I think this is a pretty good verdict. And here's our last face, and I would give him about a 4. Probably about in that bottom 25% of attractiveness. And primarily it's because his maxilla is very recessed. He is lacking jaw definition. His segmental is very round, not very defined. His facial hair is quite frankly unruly. So first thing I would do is definitely shave the facial hair, dye the eyebrows, new haircut, lose some body fat ideally. Also could clean up the skin a bit, but some other things is his nose is a bit broad, chapped lips. You can fix that as well. Generally a narrow and tall skull though. Some eye bags. Has a bit of a rounded eye shape as well. So yeah, overall he's about a 4. I'm sorry if this sounds a bit harsh, but you know, this is how you gotta rate people. However, he definitely has some room to improve. So yeah, guys, it's been rating subscribers. You know, hopefully this wasn't deathly boring. I have no idea, but make sure to submit your face in the description below, and I'll catch you guys next time.